Yo, guys, welcome back. Today we have a really interesting battle. We have the Kush and Rome attacking Athens, which is defended by Carthage. We have, um, yeah, it's quite an interesting battle. It's quite intense, and it was really fun. I was actually attacking as Rome. My ally and my friend was attacking as Kush, who loves Kush. Then we had an interesting duo who did a very solid defense as Carthage. It was fantastic, honestly. And let's get down to it. So, starting right off, we look at the army compositions. As Rome, I came with a very simple army. Avocat cohort, Phalanx Singers, Auxiliary Cavalry, Praetorian Guards, and Legatus. I got four battering rams to battle the walls down and four siege towers with ballistae on top. My ally decided to deploy on the other side, got the usual Kush army, which is a mixture of shuttle and armored shuttle, pikes, and Royal Kushite archers. He got an onager, and all of a sudden we are attacking. The enemy got a number of ballistae on the wall and catapults to try and whittle down our units. There is a really juicy attack at the start of the game where the general army gets injured instantly out of the get-go. From the other side, it's going quite fine. There is nothing of note happening, and this is where the fun begins. So instantly Carthage comes out with a sally of Iberian cavalry and starts charging at my ally. The attack is honestly quite fun. It's always really good fun when the Iberian cavalry or any form of cavalry actually sally out. It adds that little bit of element of fights to outside. And yeah, so my ally instantly places his Kushite pikemen and trying to block the charge of the cavalry and forming his Shotel warriors, which are under heavy fire by the ballista on the wall, so it's going to be a lot of attrition till the walls are taken. The archers start putting down the cavalry charge forward, which, as always, is already doing lots of damage. It's forcing my ally to position his troops, and instead of putting troops onto the wall, it's forcing his siege towers. He's falling back, he's trying to protect his assets, making sure he doesn't lose, but at the same time marching forward. On the other side, we're fighting on the wall. We have mercenary Italian swordsmen, we have if sacred bands holding the line, and we are trying to break through here. And there was a sally out from this side as well. He tried to put his cavalry out to try and contest my troops, but instantly I had to position the Roman troops in such a way that it blocked him any chance of actually achieving success. It was much easier to block off this area since, of course, the it's quite closed off compared to this side. You look at this side; it's very open. It's very difficult to contain. In fact, he pushed them back, but the damage was done. The troops have been injured by the ballista, and now my ally is onto the walls with his Shoto warriors, and he's noticing that the army is waiting for him in this big plaza, which is very smart of the Carthaginian forces, the way they set up their troops. Libyan infantry, which are really good. We have some sacred band back here, mercenary noble fighters. These are very good elite troops. On this side, we notice there are African pikemen in reserve, the general and his Beric slingers, his Cretan archers. They're all set up in a way to hold the walls down. This is a really interesting glitch. I've never seen it before, where the wall, only a small part of it fell. So I have to push in my secondary battering ram to take down the wall on this side. At the same time, my Avocat cohort are making short work with his lightly armored Italian swordsmen who have betrayed Rome and are facing the wrath of Rome in full blast. At the same time, my troops are moving forward and I am slowly but surely breaking through. My assault was methodical. The idea was I charge just put much pressure on and instantly try and capture the choke point here. whereas my ally was trying to hold down the enemy army here. However, this enemy army is very well balanced, mixture of very good troops, and it is going to be a fight to the death on these walls. My ally is trying to break down the wall with the remainder of his onager. He has not much ammunition left because he was forced to fire at the cavalry. On this side, there was an enclosure, so Sacred Band, Libyan infantry, they're very heavy and very well armored troops. And this was mostly a distraction from my end to try and tie up his army on this side while I'm breaking it over here. His cavalry is a problem. It's always a constant threat, which we're facing. And at this point, my ally is letting me know that the forces he's facing are very well organized and set up in a very proper formation. He has everything covered, and the moment anything gets off on these walls, there will be an assault on them. So it's a very difficult situation on that side. On this side, my troops are marching in. This was a blunder, massive blunder. I realized instantly when I got in that I was completely surrounded from every side. And even though my Vikota cohort are very good units, they are going to suffer against the peel of the Libyan infantry and the Sacred Band, which are the most elite warriors. This was I could have charged into this side here, but again, these guys are the most and heaviest armored hoplites that Carthage has to offer. They're one of the best units in the game with regards to armor. Over here, I break through the Sacred Band, which we didn't catch, but it was stationed on their wall, so quite a number of them were slated under the rubble, and the Avocado cohort starts smashing them through. The Cretan archers and Bellic stringers, everyone's falling back. They notice that I'm starting to take on the wall here, and he's charging in with his cavalry, trying to capture my units on the back. However, this here, he has very good watches from his archers, taking down my infantry from the back, and I start marching in my troops. When he notices that I'm mobilizing my infantry to go inside the walls, the enemy starts pushing back his troops, starts falling back. This Scorpion over here is making short work. He has more support on this side. The soldiers I had on this side did their job. They contained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units of the enemy's army, which is a significant amount even though we're playing on ultra funds. However, there's always the issue of I would have gotten outflanked if I moved too far forward, or he could have sallied out and attacked me from behind. So I was trying to, as fast as possible, take my troops on the inside. Meanwhile, my ally is slowly taking the walls part by piecemeal. He's trying to contest the gate, because the moment the gate gets captured, the army can just storm in and the entire area can be taken. These Kush have been surrounded, these shorter warriors, they're holding their ground, they're fighting as best as they can. They have carried out a significant amount of kills, considering their outmatched ground against the Libyan infantry, but they are now getting whittled down. The gate is getting captured, however, the Carthaginian did a really interesting tactic of contesting it for the last second, so hence cancelling the capture process. Going back to the Romans over here, the archers are shooting, trying to whittle these guys down, and the cavalry comes out. He puts one cavalry out to try and either snipe my general, I assume, or my archers. Luckily though, I noticed in time, and I was controlling the Arrow Tower here, which is dealing some damage to this heavily armored Carthaginian infantry, Carthaginian cavalry, apologies there. So moving in my archers, I'm trying to get out of this choke point, because here it's a dead zone. He would fire everything he has in me. So I move in my elite Praetorian guard, so I'm about to go over here, taking heavy fire from the enemy. My enemy is realizing that he's panicking, moving his army and retreating back to the capture point in the center of the city. Meanwhile, the Balearic cavalry on this side is still waiting, and my ally is trying to keep them aside with his shorter warriors on the towers, siege towers. After capturing the gate, he's trying to push his entire army in one go and position on this side, build his line and start moving forward. At this point, my ally didn't notice about this, but there were lots of traps in this area, and quite a few traps spewing around the land. So automatically his troops start getting demolished from the side. The Carthaginian on this side has cavalry, has elephants, he's well set up, and the charge will start very soon. On this side, finally broken through his last wall defenses. His cavalry is trying to flee inside, noticing that I'm going to capture the gate and hold him out. I'm advancing quite rapidly on this side. The Sacred Band are holding my troops for the moment, but he's noticing he has to call the general retreat. He's no longer able to hold this position. Here he has some troops left, some Libyan infantry, some Sacred Band, and he's also considering to retreat completely back to the center of the city. At this point, my ally is forming his line and he's being charged from all sides by all the troops. He lost quite a few soldiers to these traps on this side, and his pikes have been exterminated. His archers were not getting on the wall in time, they were glitched into the wall, to the gates here, because there were so many of them. And the battle started in earnest. These Kushite soldiers holding the line. Kushites have these really beautiful swords which does enormous damage. Their melee attack and melee penetration is significant. His pikemen are engaging with the infantry from the front. His archers are on the wall firing. He has shuttle warriors on the wall just in case he would get outflanked. He's holding the line. On this side, the general retreat is going. He has African pikemen to try and hold me down. He has managed to destroy my unit of Balearic Stringers, which is quite unfortunate, honestly. That was a misplay by one of the first misplays in this battle. And I'm trying to take down his archers. I'm doing some damage to them, but unfortunately it's not much. My archers and my general are in position. I've finally taken the gate, and with my heavily depleted robotic cohort, I'm forming a line on this side, trying to push forward and threaten his flank. Right flank, yes, that's the right flank. On this side, I had some of got a cohort left. They were stuck into the siege equipment, but their job was to come in here and start moving from this side. My units finally break through his general retreat. I'm trying to pepper down as much as I can and reduce his units as much as I can. He is going to try and fall back and put in a defensive position, since in an open battle my units are superior. His best bet, and he has been doing this perfectly, is segregating my units one by one and shooting them down. My general over here, I had lost quite a few of my 100 cohort trying to fight against his Libyan infantry under arrow fire. All in all, these are the last really good units that I had. They're fresh, they haven't fought yet, they're full of ammunition, 2 full guards of Praetorian Guard. Praetorian Guard are the legendary units in this game. They are the best units, there's almost nothing better than them. In a one-to-one fight, I think the only unit that can actually win are maybe Royal Spartans, but that's only if it is a frontal engagement without use of the pylon. Meanwhile, on this side, my ally is facing now the African pikemen who are moving forward and are starting to engage his depleted pikeman units. Their archer fire is falling down, he's trying to take down what's remainder of. He has some shuttle units left. Unfortunately though, his heavy onager is being massacred by the Iberian cavalry, and his armored shuttle are stuck in the siege tower. The Kushites pikemen fell, but so did the African pikemen, which is interesting. They broke at the same time at each other. The Sacred Band and the Libyan, mercenary noble fighters. Their Italian troops again betraying Rome and fighting. However, this is where the coup de grace comes. The hidden card, the ace up the sleeve, African war elephant. These bastards are some of the best units in the game in regards to surprising the enemy with a secret charge, especially now that his lines have been whittled down. They are perfect to flank these units and crush them. On this side, I'm moving forward my troops slowly and surely, keeping sure that I am not getting flanked by anything. He has put his cavalry on this side, ready to flank me. He has African pikemen here, he has his archers, he has more pikemen. He is very well defended. However, I noticed one thing. Up here, it's overlooking his lines, and if I was to bring my archers up here, who did not have that much ammo left, I have to admit, I would have been able to shoot down his units. That was the idea. So I slowly moved my units up, started moving my Avocati cohort because I noticed he had his Scorpion unit, which was reducing my units to shreds. These are Praetorian Guard. One shot from them, from that ballista, is enough to completely eliminate them. So moving to the safety of this small hillock here, I notice he has no troops, so moving my army on the way up. Thinking back, I had enough troops to flank him from this side and flank him from this side. However, that did not happen, so I decided that my best course of action was to come up here and start firing down on him. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep my Praetorian Guard safe. My auxiliary Syrian archers are going on this little building here because I believe that from this side it's a very clear shot. However, he still has quite well-armored, well-stocked archers who have quite a bit of ammunition ready to fire on my troops. On this side, the elephants are staying out of the battle. The fighting is going still in there, just the second band are now in the fight, and the cavalry charge from the general's bodyguard is crushing the remainder of the Shoto warriors. The heavy armored Shoto warriors, which are again not very good units, they're fighting for their lives after being surrounded and being slaughtered by the hordes of Carthaginian troops which were swarming from each side. Finally, the last unit of armored Shoto warriors is capturing this tower on this side, and hopefully they will be useful later on. This battle here seems to be mostly won, but these units are heavily, they're heavily armored, they're very good. They're surrounded, look at this, they're surrounded by holding the line. They're very good units. On this side, the arrow fire started, and the Carthaginian archers, the Cretan archers, were managing to shoot down and outshoot me. I decided to focus them down because they were being such a pain, and I thought if I eliminate his archers, he would not have enough troops to kill my units as they make the charge up. The Scorpions units have been firing, they have carried out quite the massacre on this part, and they have killed quite a few units. Even here they're still firing and they're still damaging the units quite heavily. I thought I was out of their range, but I was not. They were doing quite a bit of damage, unfortunately. These pikemen were being shot at by a small amount of units, but they were getting no damage really done to them, because these two were absorbing all the arrow fire. I killed two of his archer units, but he had the last one still standing there. I should have pushed again from this side because his entire flank was open. However, that did not happen. On this side, finally, the elephant charge, we missed the elephant charge, but they are wiping the floor clean, the Shoto units. They have just hit the walls and they are killing everything in sight. They're massacring everything that's left from the Kushite forces, who have no more ammunition to shoot at the elephants and kill them. Unfortunately, the arrow towers have also been nullified and there's nothing more that can be done. The armored Shoto has some Pila left, but unfortunately they're wasting it on mercenary fighters. On that end and on this end, we're finally making our charge, noticing that my ally is dying out, and sooner or later the elephants will come for me. Having almost no ammunition left, I decided only one thing could be done. I have to charge his line, I have to charge his Libyan infantry. And this is exactly what I started doing. I put my Pila here, they fired their Pila, the charge was sounded. They started marching forward, and these Libyan infantry were fighting. Yes, they were heavily depleted, but it was a blood cohort to make sure they were okay. I was very happy to notice that he did not march his African pikemen forward, which meant his attention was mostly focused on the elephants on this side, which were to our end. They have crushed, they have already paid for the damage. Look at all these Shoto crushed beneath the elephant feet. And the remainder of the troops, noble fighters, the two noble fighters, yes. They're fighting and killing the armored shuttle units and the Kushite archers on the wall. There's nothing left for the Carthaginian forces there, but very little left for my ally, who had a very tough fight to try and break through the gate. The traps, look at all these traps, they have massacred so many units. General bodyguard and the African pikeman is pretty much all that's left. On this side, I had managed to break through the Libyan infantrymen, and finally I could start charging the other units here. The Balearic slingers, they were still full of ammo and they were destroying everything they touched. Again, I started moving all my units forward because this was now or never. It had to happen. If not now, there's no chance for me to defeat the elephants. The Pila destroyed the pike units. They massacred more than half of it, as you can see, and the Praetorian Guard, I think this is their last Pila charge, and after that they will march forward. Yes, they will march into the pike unit, which is engaged to the side, and they will hopefully try and break through this pike. This was not ideal way to use the unit, but in fact I kept giving them the order to break through since their unit was so heavily damaged. And that point forward, all of these troops, I was trying to just completely wipe them out by brute forcing everything I had into the melee. If I had managed to get here faster, perhaps I would have killed his Balearic slingers, but he moved them back just in time to surround me with his remainder Libyan infantry and sacred band and hold the line using that. On this side, his general is ready to charge my units if they are out of order, and I will probably see another charge coming in here. The units that were here, they're nowhere to be seen, and there's cavalry rushing in from outside trying to assist the center, which it looks, yeah, he surrounded my army with his cavalry and he started attacking me from each and every single side. My avocado cohort rushing to try and save the Syrian archers, but it is too late. His cavalry had done short work of my archers there. That was a really good charge from him, and his cavalry really played a really good important part. This city has lots of room for the cavalry to move, so at this point my ally let me know that he was coming back with the elephants and his general. In fact, the elephants are on this side, so I am fanatically trying to capture the center point and to try and organize a form of a defense against these beasts. I'm panically trying to set up a line over in this side and see what I can do with regards to these beasts. These infantry are finally breaking and they are surrounded. They're being attacked from the rear. There's nothing you can do to stop them. And meanwhile, these Balearic slingers are racking in the kills. Just to let you know, these guys have really, really low damage against armored units, and they still kill so many of my army. In hindsight, elephants coming, no formal line. This was a bad idea. This was a horrible idea. You're gonna get to see one of the best charges I've ever seen of elephants, and look at them come, look at them come. I'm trying to get my army out of the way. I'm trying to kill the African war elephants. This fresh unit of Praetorian Guard is going to get absolutely slaughtered. There is no hope. He's running over my units. They were 120, they have been reduced to nothing. These elephants, they had 150 kills, they're at 300, they're almost at 400, they're running through, they're killing everything. The army that was that was pretty much more than what they had left is getting slaughtered. The elephants are dying at this point, but they have killed over 500. They have killed over 1/3 of my entire army, and at this point, there's not much I can do. I have killed most of the elephants, but the 4 that remained were more than enough to kill and weaken the rest of my units. Very few units left. The massacre that happened over here, the entire units are completely slaughtered. The elephant unit is 559 kills. He's out of control. He's going to charge everything. Nope, he's coming back for more. I'm trying to form a square formation, hoping that the Praetorians will hold, but nope. They're gonna get slaughtered by the elephants who are running around. I was thinking a square formation and we would be forced to attack me, but there's nothing I can do at this point. My units are breaking, they're this unit's Praetorian Guard only got to kill 18. They were slaughtered by the elephants. They were meant to be the last thing that they held the line. At this point, it's a desperate last stand to hold the line against what he has, but what he has is far too much for the fight ahead. And I decided to charge at his general, saying, if I'm going down, I'm going to take the general with me, but it was not to be. The fight is over. My ally heavily depleted, myself heavily depleted. That elephant charge at the end has slaughtered all the dead bodies. Carthage has managed to take hold of Athens and keep it. The Roman army was not able to fight and win this battle. Unfortunately for me, this will, and the elephants come back for more. They're still hungry for Roman blood. 509 kills. They have been. They slaughtered so much. My units of Praetorian Guard slaughtered to the last man. Nothing is left standing. My entire force. And from this, you can take one thing back home with you. Never ever commit your entire army. I always say it. Never commit your army. Piece by piece, send waves. Make sure that your army supports. Make sure you have enough troops. If I held my army over here, the second wave, the ones that were on this side, I think I had two units of cohort and one unit of full health Praetorian Guard. If I held them back, I could have moved them up slowly after I've killed his elephants and I would have finished him. But unfortunately, they got stomped entirely here and he came back for my depleted units, which managed to hold the elephants down, but unfortunately, it was not to be. At this point, I have no troops yet left. I have a couple of units which are trying to flee. Very few have got a cohort left trying to flee. A couple of Praetorian Guard. That's all that's left of the mighty army of Rome that has taken the war walls, stormed the walls, fought bravely, massacred the Carthaginian forces piece by piece, but in the end they were slaughtered to the last man. They're fleeing aimlessly, they don't know what to do, their morale is completely broken. And at this point my ally is bringing his armored Choctaw warriors, the remainder of his Kushite royal archers, and he's doing one last final heroic charge into the enemy's forces. This, we were talking on this fight, and there's another fight which I will be uploading later on in next week. This was an amazing battle. The tactics used here by the Carthaginian forces were fantastic in our systematic taking of the city, falling back to the inner defenses, whereas holding on this side, holding the line at the gate and not letting the enemy into the city were fantastic. The elephant is still racking up kills. Oh, one elephant, 670 maybe? Yeah, 70. It's still going for 74. It's finally dead at 674 kills. One unit of elephant has destroyed the entire army. But now the units are in his array and the general is charging and slaughtering the Kushite units and Kushite archers, which are now very badly depleted, very badly damaged. I believe the general died in this part, and Carthaginian cavalry coming in from the back. Pikemen, Balearic archers, Balearic stingers. There is no hope left. This is just a massacre and a slaughter to the last and final stand of Kush. They are being slaughtered and it is over. Carthage has won the battle. There is no point at this point to even dream. The balance of power is still not as much as it should be, but the fight is over. To be honest, it was very close. On this side, if a couple of pila were thrown earlier at the elephants, they would have died, and then my Roman forces would have overwhelmed. But I have to hand it over to these really good players who used cavalry, who used everything they had at their disposal to defeat the soldiers. Just to let you know, these battles are always fought with the 4-2-1 rules, 4 missile or skirmisher units, 2 pikemen and 1 artillery. Allowed as much equipment as you want or need. The Kushite forces surrounded, they're still putting in a fight, they are still trying to fight back to back, but they're being slowly cut down. They're taking down the cavalry, they're trying to kill the general in a last defiant stand, but now the African pikemen march in, and the slaughter will start from the pikes as nothing can defeat the pikes at this stage. They're being killed. The Iberian cavalry were breaking. Interesting. But now the Kushite forces are breaking. They're exhausted. Their general is dead. All their allies are dead. There's nothing for them to do. They are no, they've lost the battle. And they break and run. And that is GG. That was a fantastic fight. As you can see over here, quite a number of troops were thrown into the battle. The entire army was depleted down to the last man. There was almost nothing left from Hero Drone M. Fantastic army, fantastic fighting, very good use of Slavian infantry. And Matt G923, again, his cavalry did really good work, his archers did good work, his Balearic slingers did amazing work, and his lines held as long as possible and delayed my forces as long as possible. This unit Praetorian Guard barely did anything, and these Praetorian Guard did not achieve their full potential. From my end, my Syrian archers did well. My Balearic slingers were focused down way too early. My cohorts held their ground, yes, but they were again slaughtered before they could do the damage that Romans normally do. With regards to Kushite forces, again, very good kills on everything he had. However, he was outnumbered at the gates, and the traps damaged his Kushite pikes too much for them to be able to take um, full advantage of their pike formations. The Herodime managed to outflank them, and unfortunately, we were outplayed on this battle. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading more. I also stream almost 5-6 days a week according to when I'm available. In the coming weeks, I will be abroad for work, so I won't be able to stream as much. However, you're still welcome to follow the channel, and yeah, thank you for watching. Have a lovely morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Ta-ta!